Hello everyone, welcome back on this lovely Sunday morning. I hope that you guys are all doing well and excited to share just a little bit of time with me today to make something for our journals. So today I thought I would share with you what I do with pages and how to help people who don't necessarily have floral pages that they want to put into a journal, or perhaps other themed pages that we want to adapt and to be able to use, especially book pages like novels, or maybe a subject that has no bearing on what we're working on. So that's the one thing. The other thing is I have a long list of questions that I have been asked from lovely subscribers like yourself, and I thought I'd start tackling some of those. So I'm going to be popping some of those into each of my videos as we go along. Hopefully I remember, so I'm going to try and do some of those as well today, so especially because there's going to be a lot of sticking today and I can talk about that at the same time. So I've got some book pages here. One is about preserving and not really something relevant to what my lilac journal's about. It does have some lovely font, but nothing really pretty. And I don't really want to have vineyards in my book. I'm going to show you how to use that. Even if you have book pages that are just full of text, you know, that can also be used, and I'm going to show you how to do that again today. So that's the little project we're going to be doing, not difficult at all. And the first thing I'm going to use is I want to cover up, show you a little thing to do, very simple, on how to get rid of images that you sometimes don't want. I've had books where, and the Floral ABC is one of them, where it's beautiful images, but every now and then there's a little image that I don't particularly want. It might be small, it might be bigger, and I want to cover that up. So this is that kind of thing. Now, this is not something I really want to see, so I have taken my collage pages, I've cut out a little notch there, and it's just to fit over this bit here. So that's going to be the first sort of level, and I'm going to stick that on just over here so that we can have a pocket over here. So that's step one. Right, while I'm doing that, I'm going to start off with our first little question that I received was, how do I work without cluttering up my workspace? That was one of the questions I get asked often. And I will say, I think because I've always had to just rely on myself. I'm divorced, so I don't have a partner or anything, and I've had to make sure that my time is well utilized. So I'm very methodical. I think that's the first thing. And with every project that I do, even if it's like today, I always put everything back where it's meant to be, and I have a place for everything. So even on my desk here, people who know me will tell you I've got a tray with all my inks. I've got all those little pots, like things like this. I've got a tool tray. Let me see if I can grab it without knocking everything over. So I've got something like this. It's like a caddy, and everything on my desk has its little place. All right, so I've got all my glues together. I've got lots of little containers. I have a tray there with everything on, and I make sure that everything goes back in its spot. So that's the first thing about how I work without cluttering things up. And I think that I ensure that I put everything back. I wipe my tray, my table, and I walk away. And I think from doing that, it has helped me to be more motivated to come back in here and want to work again, because I have found when things aren't neat and there is a big mess on my desk, which is easy to do, let's be honest, with crafting, that I don't feel I want to sit down here and be creative. So I think by doing that, which takes me literally 5 minutes, I just take a wipe, I wipe this tray, wipe my table, pack everything back where it goes, and it's inviting again for me to come back here again. So I think that's what it is. Right, I've got this little scrap of paper. This comes from my Lilac Lovelies, beautiful colours. It is 4 inches by 3 inches more or less, so that's like about just over 7.5 centimeters by 10. I just do it double, as you know. I'm making a little pocket here using my little glue stick. Gosh, glue sticks have gone up, haven't they? Everything's going up. And just to make a little pocket, I'm using my distress ink here, and I'm going to just put this over here as well. So I want to just make another pocket on top of the pocket. So we're going to stick this down, but there are a couple of things first. So before I do that, I've got one of my little die cuts that I've cut out of cardstock. Right, this is the cardstock stack that I'm referring to, and I've had this a long time. It's got all the pastels in it. You get this in a 6 by 6 inch. This is a 12 by 12. You get it in different sizes. It's got all the colors that you need. All right, so that's what I've used there. Okay, so I've just cut that out on one of the wildflower dies, and I want to just stick this down here. I will then stick the pocket down. You'll see me put this on and that. So I'm going to chat through while I do that. All right, so let's get started with this. Another question that people ask me is, what does creativity do for you mentally? And that is quite a good question to ask. I think a lot of people will tell you, and I'm no different, mentally I feel quite rejuvenated by crafting. It does help with mental health if you're a person that has low days or struggles with mental health, and I have had my share of that in my life. Without being too personal, I have been to the darkest of places, so I think that this does help to keep me positive. That is most definitely the case. It also helps. I struggle a lot with anxiety. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I do. And this helps to relax me. I think it makes me feel very calm. And that's part of the next question, which is what feelings and assistance does crafting give me? So I think with creativity, it keeps me focused. Mentally, I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I think that's why not having to show myself on camera gives me that little bit more confidence and builds my doesn't make me feel overly anxious. So I think that's one part of it I'm grateful for. When I'm feeling brave, I'll brace the next step, but it's definitely built my confidence. And it definitely helps. It brings all the positivity to light with regards to my creativity and what it does for me mentally. Yeah, definitely feel focused. Gives me a positive focus. And I would say for anybody who struggles with mental health or, you know, feels down even, this is a great way to give you a positive focus and to get you out of that situation. It definitely does aid in that regard. I do recommend it. It definitely does. I do feel very happy crafting, and it's also something else. If you know anything about Myers-Briggs personality types, I am an INFJ, which is supposed to be a rare kind. We are quiet people, we're very introspective, so creativity is definitely on the cards. This helps me recharge my batteries. I do give a lot of myself, that's just my personality, to people, so I find a need to recharge, and so that's what else it does for me. It helps me to recharge. Yeah, I do enjoy it, and I do definitely enjoy it. It's something I need now in my life. It's like my recharge time. So yeah, definitely can't complain about that. I recommend it to anybody who feels they need a positive focus to remain calm and help with mental health, definitely. Right, we've got that little bit going. I'm just looking for my bone folder here. My caddy, I've got it. I just wanted to trim that bit there. So I need to get these sharp, large scissors because the orange ones have taken a walk. I think they're behind me in the tray. But that's it. You can keep lots of pairs of scissors in this kind of a thing. And really handy to have. I've got 3 of those caddies. That was gifted to me, and really love them because each one I have at a different workstation. So at my sewing area or here and that kind of thing, at the die cutting section. So that's really handy. Let's go to the next page. So we've got that bit in place with our 2 little pockets. Now what I wanted to show you is if you have these sorts of pages and you want to make them more floral, is to go for some die cuts either out of books that you have, or if you don't have any books, I've got printables, floral printables. I've got the monotone ones, I've got the colored ones. This is actually lilacs, and as this is a lilac journal, I thought I'd bring that out. This is Dutch irises, and they are normally purple as well. So I'm going to just show you how I get that stuck in as simply as that, and how lovely does that look. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to start with this one here and chat you through another question. Okay, so what's the next question here? How do you find the time to give us freely 2 to 3 videos a week? Well, I do 3 videos a week as a minimum. I do the Tuesdays, depending where in the world you are. So it's Tuesday night at midnight for me, so pretty much a Wednesday, a Saturday morning at midnight, you know, going over from Friday, and this time on a Sunday. And I would say sometimes I add a 4th one. Now, the reason why I'm able to do that, because I do actually work 14 to 17 hours a day crafting and doing things for crafting. I have a lot of admin, a lot of messages, which I like to get back to people, and whether that be email, Etsy, Instagram, Facebook group, YouTube, and Messenger. I've got 6 different platforms that people contact me on, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours, maybe more, every day. And that doesn't count any business type of correspondence I need to do. So if I've got an order in for paper, or, you know, I don't always use just Amazon. I might have, especially paper, and that sort of thing, I have to order it, and it does. Oops, let's just measure this before I go and stick this. Yeah, I want it over there. These are just my little sentiments, and I do love positive sentiments. I love anything positive, you know. That also helps with my mental state as well. So yeah, I spend a lot of time with admin, emails, all sorts of things, and I like to get back to everybody, and I'm not always able to do that straight away. Videos do take me a lot of time. Any video that I make takes me time to think up what it is I want to make. It also takes up time video recording it. Before I record it, I've got to prep everything so that I don't waste time. I like to keep the videos around 30 minutes because I know people have a life, you know, and they don't want to hear me necessarily doing every little detail. So yeah, I do try and do that. It can take me pretty much anything from 6 hours onwards to come up with an idea, and just at that point, if I start the clock, prepping it, recording it, editing it, uploading it. YouTube is not fast at uploading it. You've got to be watchful. You can't just walk away. So that does take a lot of time. And I think the way I'm able to do all of that is because I'm a planner. I have a diary I'm a fan of Daphne's diary. It's actual weekly diary. I write down what I need to do on the little side there, and I plan everything in. And because I have a routine, because effectively I'm working for myself now, I have to be disciplined. So every minute does need to count. Right, before I carry on, I'm going to just show you what I want to do here. I've got a couple of bits, and I was raiding all the scraps today. I've cut out 2 more of these little die cuts. Another little sentiment by Monet. I must have flowers always and always. And you know, that's another thing about mental health and uplifting, is walks in nature, getting outside if you can. You know, just taking that time to be mindful of your surroundings and taking it all in. I can't tell you how wonderful it is just to be out in nature. And if you can't walk and you not really mobile, just if you're even in a wheelchair, just having somebody take you outside, enjoying the fresh air and taking in the sounds of the birds, which I do in my own garden, you know, it's just so uplifting to me. So I am a nature lover, and I love just sitting in the morning or the afternoon when nobody's around, just having my morning tea and just taking in the sounds of the birds in my tiny garden. But I have got a tree that I feed the birds, and they're there, and I'm looking at them now. I have fed them, but there must be 30 of them, tiny little birds on the tree waiting their turn, because you know there's a pecking order. Probably where it came from, I'm sure it did. Right, I've got this little doily. This doily came from my doily packs. I'll put the links in the description box if you're interested. I wanted to make a sort of background here, and I'm just covering up. This was already cut out, so I thought that could be a nice little base over here, and then I can go and stick these bits. I've got a bit of a lavender bit there and one of these. I'm going to just make that a little higher. Then I took out one of my die cuts, and as I said, these all come from my floral fussy cuts. I'm going to put that over there, and then again I'm going to put this, just tucked it out like that. Okay, so I can carry on chat now. Yes, so going back to that question, it's about planning, thinking about what I need to do and slotting it into my daily grind, really. That's what it is. And, you know, having that routine. And it is a long day for me, but you know, if you do what you love, and this is not my saying, but I do agree with it, do what you love and you'll never work again. And that is true. I do enjoy what I do so much that it's not a grind for me. It is an absolute pleasure. And so I could go on all night if I could, but I do thoroughly enjoy what I do, so that's what I can tell you there. I also multitask, so I love reading. That's another favorite hobby of mine, but obviously I can't hold an actual book because I'm crafting. So I'm in my absolute state of bliss when I am listening to an audiobook, and I go through a lot of audiobooks. So if I'm not recording and I'm crafting, I have the audiobook on, listening to a novel I'm reading or effectively listening to, and I'm crafting at the same time. You know, just add a cup of tea to that, and I mean, in absolute bliss. So yeah, that's my state of a perfect day. Well, part of my day. I start my day. I'll tell you a little bit about my routine. I start my day at about 7:30. I get my daughter up if she's going to college. I wake her up. She'll emerge at 8 o'clock. College starts at 9 and I drop her off. And once I get up, I get myself ready for the day, and I need a cup of coffee. It's the cup of coffee in the morning that kickstarts my bowing, all engines firing, and I get going. If I don't have that coffee, I can't really think straight. I don't drink other coffee in the day. It's the only in the morning. After that, I go and drop my daughter off. I get back, and the very first thing I do is I walk Abby. So Abby gets a walk, unless it's pouring with rain. So we go and have a quick 20-minute, just a 20-minute walk. We've got a lot of fields and a little bit of forest and stuff around us. And we go and enjoy a good walk. So we love that. We pick up all the wildflowers. She's running around, throw the ball a bit, and we just have a nice time. So that's what we do. I get back. I make another cup of tea because now it's about 2.5 hours later. And then I go and tackle my messages. So I go and try and make an indent. For an hour and a half, I will take the first shift and answer all your messages. So yeah, I try and catch up. There are times when I am not able to do that, but generally that's what I go and do. Yeah, and then after that, once I'm finished, I usually come upstairs here and I start thinking about my next project for the video, and play around a little bit, trying to get things finalized with some ideas. How lovely does that look? Sorry to interrupt. Then on the back page here, got a little lacy offcut that I had. These are just bits I've had lying around. Again, this comes from that lacy doily, and I just fussy cut it. It was a piece that I must have had over. I thought, oh, that's a great way. We'll use that. I don't really want to see this big writing there, so we'll cover up some of it so it's not so legible. And then I'm going to take this beautiful hollyhocks die there, and again another one of those fussy cuts. I'm going to put that down here. And then the last little quote, if you look the right way, you can see that the whole world is a garden. Frances Hodgson Burnett. So yeah, now because usually with our pages in our signature, these pages won't be facing each other. They will be amongst your signatures. So, you know, it's just a case of, I like my quotes. I'm going to put that over there. So I just want to make a little pencil mark here. And I'm big on pencil marks, just so that I know where things are going to be going. Then Jen asked me, what do you gain from, or value from, the community that you've built? Well, let me tell you, as a introverted person, Jen, I don't interact much. I am pretty much, and you're going to laugh when you hear this, people, but I am pretty much a social recluse. You will not believe it, but this community is amazing, and I have made the most wonderful friends because I do not really like to go out. I usually find every reason not to. That's just an INFJ trait, I'm afraid. But yeah, I feel very comfortable in my own space. And it's not to say I don't meet up with people. I do. I fight the idea until I get there. But once I'm there, I'm okay. But yeah, it's just the anxiety thing, and I have social anxiety. And people don't know that. And it's the first time I'm ever mentioning it, but people who know me know exactly what I am saying. But yeah, it's the whole social thing is quite overwhelming for me. So I think having this online community where I can cope with it that way means a lot to me. I have gained the most wonderful friendships, the most wonderful support, because not a single member of my family has any interest in what I do as far as crafting and journal making is concerned. They never have, and they never will. Not even my own mum. So, you know, and I think my mum, she's never been on YouTube. Doesn't matter how many times I've tried to explain it to her. I think that's just, she knows about Facebook and stuff, but yeah, she doesn't, not really a supporter of this. Well, she isn't a supporter of this, in that I suppose she doesn't really get it. So I think most of you can relate to that, in that most of your families don't relate to this. They look at this and think we're mad. So I suppose that's what it is. But yeah, you know, that's what it's given me. It's given me someone, a load of people who have like-minded interests and possibly also don't have anybody they can chat to or share things with. So it's the friendships, it's the support, the positivity, the encouragement, the friendships. It's been huge. And yes, I chat to people all the time, and you all make my day. You know, you make it worthwhile, because if I didn't have this community, I wouldn't have a soul to share this with, to be honest. So yeah, for that I'm eternally grateful, and people are so supportive and so kind, and I try and give a lot of that back. So, you know, that to me is important too. See, now I went and stuck down the leaf too quickly. Is that where I wanted it? Yeah, we'll just have to cut that bit off, I think. So yeah, that's what I get from the community, and I love that I've met, well, not physically, there are very few people I've actually met physically from this community that I didn't know before, but I have met a few. But it's given me, you know, really great friendships from people, really a lot of encouragement, and just amazing. And yeah, and I'm grateful for that. I love being part of all of your lives on Facebook and in the Facebook group. I will say I'm not an avid Facebook user other than my Facebook group. It's not really a thing for me, and I suppose it's because I don't often have so much time to do these things, but I try and do as much as I possibly can. Right, look how fast that went now. So we've got this lovely page, we've got these two as well, and we've got this little bit on the front here. Now this would go perfectly into our signature, so I'm going to grab that in a minute and put it in. Now for the front, I've just taken a piece of recycled card, which I cut off my daughter's perfume box she gave me. Such a lovely ivory card. So whenever there's birthdays or Christmas, I grab all the packaging that I can possibly get to use. So there's a lovely firm tag base, and then I've just torn off scrappy bits and stuck that onto the tag there. So that's what I've done, and I thought that would finish this off perfectly over here. All right, let me go and grab my signature quickly. Okay, so I've got my second signature here, and this is our centerfold piece, and it's this one over here that we recently started working in. Now all I'm going to do is, we've got this lace page and we've got this sort of lovely lilac color, and I thought this would be a great place to sort of break up with some neutrals. So if I open this up over here like that, and I put that in the middle over there, that's going to be great. And we've got a nice center spread, and then we've got that there, and a nice lace page on that side. And I thought that would work very well. All right, so I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. I'm going to go and have a nice cup of tea, because it's 11's now and it's Sunday, so I'm going to have a nice currant scone, no, not currant, sultana scone with some lovely clotted cream from Devon. So I hope your thoughts are on that. But one other thing I should mention is, don't forget, I have fully stocked my printed kits in my shop. They are on sale, as well as all my digitals. So please, if you haven't yet noticed, we do have a sale on there, and I have got all my digital kits on offer. So go and pick up a bargain. before the sale ends. And next Sunday I'll be bringing you an exciting new little thing. I should have the mini journal ready because a lot of people have asked me about that. So I'm almost finished with getting that ready. All right, so go and enjoy your day, and further than that I will see you on Tuesday. So I look forward to sharing some more time with you then. All right, everyone, thank you for listening to me babbling along. I hope that wasn't too boring. I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.